There are very few places that are extraordinary enough to keep bringing people back. One of those places is Philmont Scout Ranch. Philmont has been called heaven on earth, God's country, and even home. And all for good reason. Every summer, groups of cadets and midshipmen come down to New Mexico to feel the magic of Philmont. This is the story of Service Academy Rangers at Philmont Scout Ranch.
If you turn around right this second, you can wave goodbye to flushing toilets. Goodbye, flushing toilets. You can wave goodbye to unlimited toilet paper. Goodbye, unlimited toilet paper. You say goodbye to non-trail food. And you look forward to say hello, pooping in holes. Hello, pooping in holes.
My name is Mark Anderson.
I'm Matt Nutt.
My name is Eric Martinez.
And I'm the Director of Program at Philmont Scout Ranch.
The Chief Ranger at Philmont Scout Ranch this summer.
Associate Director of Program for Seasonal Personnel and Base Camp Operations.
What are some of the responsibilities and leadership aspects that come with being a ranger?
As far as responsibility, obviously, it is the ranger's responsibility to work with that crew to make sure they learn the Philmont policies and procedures to help them have a successful crew and experience at Philmont, and also learn skill sets that hopefully they will be able, as a participant, to go back to encourage more folks to come out into the backcountry, to go out backpacking, go camping, those kinds of things. From a leadership perspective, there's not a one-size-fits-all leadership experience. A lot of times we have that comfort zone that we all like to go to as far as our leadership style, but many times the situation dictates that we have to adapt, we have to adjust to a different leadership style than what we're used to. So from a ranger perspective, it gives them that ability to try the different leadership styles and learn from those situations that they're put in to adapt to a new leadership style than what they're used to always going to as far as their comfort zone.
His forearm thinner than the smallest person's wrist. We're gonna not let the flames go more than knee height, and we're gonna make sure we pack out the coals the next morning. Does that make sense to everyone?
So knowing Service Academy Rangers, how well do they do that job out here?
Our Academy Rangers here do a phenomenal job. I don't like to brag on them, but they're our top. They come in with just a very unique skill set and background, and they learn very quickly and pass on that enthusiasm and love for this place in a way that most rangers can't. They come in with just the higher level of maturity. I think is one of the biggest things. Obviously, being more physically fit helps, but the Academy Rangers play such a big role in. There's so many people who've come out here to work that I've known that are Academy Rangers, that they said the whole reason why they went to an academy was because they came on trek to Philmont as a kid, and their ranger was an Academy Ranger, and they were like, hey, I want to be like them.
Would you ever consider cutting the Academy program?
I would hope not.
Absolutely not.
I would never consider that. I think it's just such a great opportunity for young people from the academies to relate to a great group of young people that we have on staff.
We love the relationships that we have with not just the Naval Academy, the Air Force, and Army West Point, that just because of the caliber of folks that we receive from those academies, it's a benefit to us, and hopefully it's a benefit to the academies as well, from the experience that they get and the training they get.
It's an integral part of who we are and what we do, and I would hate to think of Philmont not having that program.
Properly with the acronym WASTE. W, wastewater. Your wastewater, you want to make sure you're either putting in a sump or you're swallowing it, okay? Like your toothpaste, Sean. The A is always dispose. So whatever trash you bring out here, you're either going to pack it back out, dispose it in the sump, swallow it. The S is sumps. To put wastewater and toothpaste down the sump. T is toilet paper. You can either pack it out with you or you can put it in the red roof. And E is everything you bring. So everything you bring out here, you also need to bring it back out. Leave no trace.
Philmont provides cadets and midshipmen the opportunity to put their leadership abilities to the test. In the backcountry, there is no operational chain of command. When it comes time to make a decision, it's on you. The decisions range from how strictly to follow wildlife procedures and risk a bear incident, to deciding when to get into lightning position due to an oncoming thunderstorm, to even recognizing when a scout is becoming hypothermic and taking appropriate actions. There is something about Philmont that forces us to develop our skills quickly, and we have the privilege to do that all while in God's country.
What does Philmont mean to you guys now?
So to me, it's like, I think the single most important or impactful leadership experience that I've had at the academy, which is kind of ironic because it's like not at the academy. You know, when you're going here and you are, you know, leading these kids that like you've never met before, like they don't have to respect you, like you have to earn that. Whereas like I feel at the academy, it's kind of like, you know, I have a rank, but this one it's all like interpersonal kind of soft skills, and I think it's I've learned a lot more than I have in my time at the academy. So
you have to deal with personalities more. You have to appeal to them and how they need to act around here and what they need to do. You can't just throw paperwork at them. You actually have to inspire them to want to work as a team and as an individual and be responsible for the rest of their crew and themselves.
Very cool. Would you come back if you could as a ranger or as an RT again?
Oh yeah.
What's the hardest thing that you had to do as a ranger?
Mine would be teaching things confidently. As I came into this with no backpacking experience, we had a shortened training, so just trying to learn everything that I needed to know, knowing where to go and get the things that I need to know, and then trying to project that to them confidently so they would receive it.
I would say at the very beginning of each crew, you don't really know them that well and they don't know you, so kind of trying to build that connection with them and to hopefully get them to respect you and to lead them, teach them everything that you need to. Going from one crew to another, it's kind of tough just because you only have a few days with them, but as the time goes on, you just kind of start to learn how to get to know your people more and connect with them.
Philmont inspires both those who have dedicated their lives to it, the Academy Rangers who come out every summer, but also continues to inspire those who have dedicated their life to the service of this nation. Many Service Academy Rangers have gone on to serve our country and will tell you the impact Philmont has had on them as a leader.
I'm Colonel Tom Swaim. I'm the department head of the Military and Strategic Studies Department at the U.S. Air Force Academy. I serve as the officer in charge of the USAFA Philmont Ranger program, which we call the Cadet Outdoor Leadership Experience. Overall, I have done 17 Philmont experiences, and I worked at Philmont for 5 seasons through college. Since going through college and ROTC and being commissioned, I've been back multiple times on either staff treks or individual treks with my own boys who are in Scouts.
With the cadets coming down here, what do they say about the program after the summer is over?
A lot, all great, all positive. Primarily it focuses around the leadership development experiences and how different it is from all the military training experiences that they have back at the Air Force Academy. The biggest differences they talk about is just the ability and the opportunity to lead a very diverse group of 18 to 80-year-olds, male and female, civilian, from very wide, dynamic backgrounds. To teach a group like that is very different from the leadership development experiences they have back at the academy, where they tend to teach age equal peer groups that are very homogenous as far as their capability. I've yet to have any cadet return from this that does not want to come back the following summer.
With your time in the military, has anything you've learned at Philmont helped you just throughout your career?
I would go out on a limb and say that Philmont might be the most developmental and helpful experience that has prepared me to be an officer in the Air Force. Without exaggeration, just my time I spent here during my college years, the leadership lessons I learned here, the ability to fit in with very diverse groups, to motivate, encourage, and teach diverse groups towards very different types of goals, things that they might not have wanted to do initially. I use those skills daily.
So with cadets coming down as Service Academy Rangers, how do you see being a Ranger transferring directly now into these new officers, O1s that are hitting the fleet?
I see it as being even more beneficial now. The world that this group of officers is inheriting is much more complex than the Cold War world that I came into back in the late 80s. The ability to integrate with very diverse teams towards tasks and projects is something that I think is even more meaningful and required now. And that's something that Philmont definitely prepares these Rangers for. The abilities they learn here, even as a lieutenant, regardless of their job, to plug in with those groups and make things happen is immense. It would be difficult to overstate how great it is for all the services, Army, Navy, and Air Force, with the amount of character and leadership development that this program, just the short 3 weeks that they're down here, provides to us and what we're trying to do in developing those future officers. Really, absolutely a great program.
There is something special about Philmont Scout Ranch, and it changes the lives of everyone involved. Whether you've been to Philmont multiple times, never backpacked before a day in your life, or somewhere in between, Philmont has something special to offer you. No day is the same in God's country. Every day can be both uncomfortable and amazing. The beauty of this place never fails to impress me, and that's why I choose to come back every summer. The leadership lessons I've learned, I use in my everyday life, and will remember these experiences forever. I thank God every day for the opportunity to spend part of my summer at Philmont Scout Ranch, or what I call home.